مشاهدينا اهلا بيكم معانا وحلقه جديده من مصر قريبه من الفيوم. الفيوم المحافظه الجميله اللي فيها كل الالوان اللي ممكن تعمل فيها يعني نشاطات كتير جدا، سفاري، تركب مركب في النيل، تيجي تاكل اكله حلوه، تيجي تقضي العنايه الحقيقه من الرحلات اللي بتبقى في الويك اند، تيجي تقضي يوم كامل في وسط الجو الحلو ده. الفيوم ميزتها انها صيف شتاء الجو فيها ممتع ورائع، وحتى في الشتاء بيبقى الجو لطيف. في الصيف برضو زي ما احنا دلوقتي اهو، احنا لسه يعني بنودع اهو الصيف، لكن الجو حلو جدا ولطيف جدا. عايزه اقول انه اهل الفيوم وبالذات في قريه تونس مشاريع كتير وافكار كتير بتتعمل، في منها اللي ليها علاقه بالفخار، لان احنا عارفين قريه تونس مشهورين قوي بالفخار، وفي مشاريع تانية على هامش الفخار كمان، زي المطاعم هنا. المطاعم هنا الناس بتيجي ممكن يجوا مخصوص الحقيقه عشان يحضروا المطاعم هنا. الاكل هنا مميز لان كل حاجه بتبقى فريش، في حاجات كتير قوي مزروعه هنا، بيجوا اصحاب المطاعم يعملوا منها الاكلات وبتبقى اورجانيك او غيره. الظريف بقى في الموضوع انه الناس اللي عامله المشاريع هنا مش كلها مصريين، مش كلهم من الفيوم او من قريه تونس، لا في اجانب. اما جم هنا وقعوا في غرام مصر، وقعوا في غرام الفيوم تحديدا وقريه تونس تحديدا. ييجوا هنا ويعملوا المشاريع بتاعتهم الكبيره، مطعم، اوتيل، ويعملوا صديق للبيئه من البيئه، يجي يعملوا مثلا مشاريع ليها علاقه بالفخار ومدارس الفخار، ليها علاقه بالفن والرسم وغيره. يعني في مشاريع كتير جدا بتتعمل زي ما قلت من اجانب. احنا النهارده هنشوف واحد من المشاريع دي عامله رجل من سويسرا وزوجته وهي من هولندا، والاثنين قرروا ان هم رغم ان هم لفوا بلاد كتير لكن قرروا ان هم يعيشوا في قريه تونس ويعملوا المشروع هنا، كل شويه يتوسعوا فيه. لما تشوفهم وتتكلم معاهم تحس يا سلام ايه السعاده البالغه اللي هم فيها دي، سعداء جدا جدا بالمشروع بتاعهم، عارفين يتعاملوا مع ناس في الفيوم ومبسوطين بالتعامل معاهم رغم عامل اللغة، لكن عارفين يتواصلوا معاهم كويس جدا. الاكلات اللي بتقدم كمان اكلات لطيفة وفيها اللمسة بتاعته، لان هو الحقيقة شاف مشهور قوي قوي وشاف كبير وبيعمل مشاريع كبير، مشترك في جمعية من الجمعيات الكبيرة لتعليم الطبخ وواخد جوائز كبيرة جدا. فتخيلوا بقى ساب الدنيا كلها وقرر ان هو يجي يعيش هنا ويعمل مشروع كبير بتاعه هو ومراته، والحقيقة انه نجحوا بنجاح كبير. ناس بتجيلهم مخصوص عشان يدوقوا اكلاتهم الحلوة. خليكم معانا هتستمتعوا جدا بالحلقه وتاخدوا افكار جديده. من الاماكن المشهوره جدا هنا في الفيوم مطعم عامله اتنين، هولندا وهي من هولندا وهو سويسري كارلوس، وهي مريم. هنتكلم معاها. هاي.
Hi, how are you? Good afternoon.
Can we know more about you? Where are you from?
I'm Mariam. I'm from Holland originally, and I'm here in Egypt already many years. Yeah. So
How many years?
I think about 29 now. 29 سنة.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So would you tell me about the project here, the people here, the employees themselves?
Ibis Restaurant and Cooking School started in November 2018. It's actually the concept is that we have a restaurant annex cooking school, so we can use the same kitchen. In the weekend when it's busy, it's really for the restaurant, and then during the week when it's not so busy or out of season in the summer, we can use it as a cooking school, so we can train young people the skills of cooking so they can find work.
I feel that you're full of energy. You are working too fast and deal with the people themselves, the guests, the chefs. How do you feel here?
In general, very good. I mean, first of all, I like hospitality sector. That's why I'm working in the sector. I'm also the manager of the Egyptian Chef Association. We have a team in Cairo of 10 people, where Ashraf Gamal is now in charge more, and I just kind of guide them still. which is the Egyptian Chef Association has like as purpose to train chefs as well. So I've been always connected to the hospitality sector. So and here and it's a beautiful environment. So why don't you have energy? And everyone should have energy. So
but it's exhausting somehow.
Yeah.
But you like it.
Yes.
You love this sector. Yes.
I think you have to love it if you want to work in this field, because you work 12, 14 hours a day, so you better like it. It's not an office job from 9 to 5, and you can just look on your watch and say, can I maybe soon go home? No, I mean, hospitality sector, because it demands a lot. You have a lot of problems to solve every day. You have to kind of communicate with many people, different people. So, yeah, you need to have a bit of love for it. Yeah.
You travel to many countries, but you decide to settle here. The main reason to settle here.
I'm not so sure. Yeah, actually, maybe I did travel to many countries. I don't know, but maybe it's many. I mean, it's all relative. But I like Egypt. Yes, I feel. Egypt,
what do you like the most here?
I think kind of still the contrast in Egypt. Egypt is a country of contrast. It's the country of contrast between life and death, which you see in Fayum as well. I mean, you have the countryside full of life, and then you have the desert that you look at, which is not much life there. There is life, but not as much as in the countryside. And you see it in everyday life. You have things that are very organized, you have things that are very disorganized. You have the rich, you have the poor. Everything seems to be a contrast in this country. So I think I like this. And in Egypt you never get bored. You can never get bored in Egypt because so many things to do, so many things to see, and so many challenges as well.
Yes. The challenge, I guess, the language itself. How you deal with others here. I feel that they love you so much. How you deal with them?
It's not so much the language, because I speak enough Arabic to be able to communicate with my staff. I think it's more a culture. For me, the challenge also, first you come from Holland, is the challenge to work in Egypt. I worked in Cairo many years, and working in Cairo compared to working in Fayum is another challenge again. The people in Cairo and Fayum are different. They approach work different. Their priorities are actually a bit different to the priorities of the people in Cairo. Very often, not all of course, but I mean the people I used to work with in Cairo and still am working with, maybe their education level is a bit higher. They had more general education than the people here, because here we're teaching the people from zero. You know, they maybe had no job, or they maybe were farmers before.
Or pottery.
Now pottery, they stay with pottery, because pottery makes enough money, you know, so somebody who's doing fugar, he stays with fugar. But yes, learning them the skills. So we're bringing people up who didn't speak a word of English, who now after 2 2-3 years speak quite a bit of English and teach them skills. So also after us they could also move on to other places and have more opportunities in their life. And but I think the challenge is the culture, because here for the people it's extremely important their daily fee and that they get their daily fee, and you know, so money is very much an issue, actually more than in Karo. Here also people work really as a team sometimes, you know.
I guess it's
they gather all together, you know. So if you're trying to find out why something happened, it's sometimes quite difficult because you get 5 different stories. So you really.
How did you pass those hard days, coronavirus, and what did you make with procedures? And
Coronavirus was for everyone a hard time. The main problem with the coronavirus is, besides keeping yourself and your staff safe, was also the uncertainty that we didn't know how long are we going to be closed. Are we going to be closed for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, 1 year? So I think that was the hardest thing, that you didn't know where this is going to take you. In the end, yes, we were 3 months closed. We closed a bit earlier than the government told us to close, because
but you kept your stuff, yes?
I kept my stuff because we did home delivery.
Okay.
And staff we actually didn't need. I kept them on the minimum salary, so at least they could look after their families. And then we reopened by the end of June, when the government allowed us to open again. And then the season that followed was actually very good, because we are in the outdoors here, and people from Karo were really looking for places to go outdoor. People didn't want to be indoor, because the threat indoor is much higher than outdoor as well for the coronavirus. So I can't complain. After that we had a good winter season. Yeah.
What about the cuisine? You serve Egyptian cuisine, Egyptian platters, recipes? What kind of?
We are having a combination here of different cuisines. We don't serve much Egyptian cuisine because Chef Marcus is from Switzerland, I'm from Holland. So there are many people in the village that do this much better than us, you know, like people can go lazip.
Did you learn any Egyptian recipes?
Yeah, we learn Egyptian recipes, it's not the problem, but the thing is, you know, we have here the village people who are cooking Egyptian cuisine, you know, so, and they do this very well, and they give you that experience, you know, of the local cuisine. So it's not really our specialty. So our specialty is more sometimes Swiss, sometimes French. We have maybe 2-3 Egyptian dishes, and then Italian. So we are more a mixed as well. The breakfast is Egyptian, yes, we do Egyptian breakfast because it's very popular. But the rest is more different dishes towards the need in the market. Yeah.
coming dream? What is your coming dream?
My common dream is basically to find more time for myself.
Okay.
It's very busy.
To do what?
It's very busy.
You want to do what? You want more time for what?
Because I like walking in the countryside. I like the desert. But since we started,
with yourself.
Since we started the restaurant, I'm not much in the desert anymore, or with the birds or the farmers in the countryside.
Yourself,
So I see it from my work all the time, but the whole day. But I'm not actually really in it. And further on, my dream is to develop this more. We are getting now also an indoor. We're having getting an indoor place for the winter with a fireplace, and I want to make this also for corporate team building events where companies can come and do cooking classes and their meetings in this room. I want to establish a library there, or people could rent it for meditation or retreats, yoga. So I'm developing that next to the restaurant, and we continue also with our cooking classes. My main aim is just that people are happy here that come to Ibis. This is the main priority for us, that they feel at home, that they like the food, that they enjoy their experience. This is the main important thing. And
do you develop yourself, develop the recipes itself?
The recipes?
Yes, develop it and change it somehow.
Sometimes, you know, with recipes, you don't really reinvent the wheel. We are actually quite classic in our recipes, and people seem to like that because
I guess it's with your touch.
With the touch, it's always with the touch of the chef to it, you know. So, but in general, yes, many things are also quite classic, and I think people like that because, you know, a chicken liver tastes of chicken liver, and a chicken pane tastes of chicken pane, and tomato sauce tastes of tomato sauce. So we don't play around too much with food, you know. So people, it's actually quite clear what is written, what you get, and this you can recognize those tastes clearly. And our teaching is important. And for me also, for Fayum and for the people here, I'm more looking into developing more business, more activities during the week, you know, because the Fayum is very busy in the weekend, but I think it's very important for everyone, for the people who have accommodation, for the people who sell pottery, that we get a bit more business, stable business during the week. So
I noticed that you use the pottery here in serving the platters.
Yeah, because this is our concept from the beginning, is that at Ibis Restaurant and Cooking School we blend the art of cooking with the art of pottery. So we started doing this, and some more people now actually in Tunis Village also start doing this, which I'm very happy about, because it's beautiful pottery, so it's much nicer to serve on that pottery than on plastic plates or metal plates.
Miriam, it's really nice to meet you and wish you the best.
Yes, thank you very much for coming. Enjoy your day here.
Thank you. معانا كمان صاحب المكان هنا ماركس، هيكلمنا عن المشروع عامل ازاي والدنيا عملت ايه، لان هو بقاله كتير عايش هنا، وطبعا وقت كورونا الدنيا قفلت فهو هيكلمنا. It's very nice to meet.
Nice meeting you again.
Would you tell me more about yourself? We want to remind the audience about your project and about yourself.
About
Where are you
myself.
from? Where are you from?
All right, okay.
First of all.
So, yeah, well, I was fortunate. Well, I couldn't help it, but I was born in Switzerland. Other people are born anywhere else on this planet. So, since then, I spent a lot of time throughout the kind of the world, from South Africa to South Korea to Mauritius, and now Egypt. The last 29 years already. Since time flies. But it was successful.
Why you choose Egypt to? Why did you choose Egypt to stay, to settle?
Well, we as chefs, we normally, senior chefs, we move every few years.
Yes.
Either in a different culture or different countries or different hotels, because every hotel owner wishes to see their kitchen to have a new spark, a new input, new ideas, new philosophy, new training methods. And when a chef is from the beginning to the end in the same operation, becomes stagnant. You're not progressive as an operator.
So you have to move.
Yeah, you normally you try to move definitely every 2, maybe 3 years. Yes, yes.
Your hometown in Switzerland?
Omterageri.
Is there any common difference between Fayoum and your hometown?
Here we have sunshine.
Yes, and there is no.
Maybe 6, 7 weekends a year. It's a different environment that you can't compare. It's different culture, different backgrounds, different everything. Egypt has its own unique culture like everybody else, any other culture. Or any other country has its own culture, backgrounds, views and likes and dislikes.
Did you visit any other cities in Egypt than Fayoum?
Everyone.
Every place?
Sure. 29 years. Except one, this is Siwa. I haven't been in Siwa.
I think that you wish to visit Siwa.
One day, but it has. Oh yes, definitely. But it has to be definitely a need to go off-road with my good Bedu friend. It's Man Abu.
It will be a long trip because it's long distance.
It has to be minimum a week, 2 weeks maybe better. Go to the Sand Sea, maybe down the Sand Sea into Gulf Kibir, and then come back through Kharga, Dakhla. It'd be fantastic.
What city do you like the most in Egypt, beside the Fayoum?
Well, the Fayoum, I don't know. I've been maybe once in Fayoum city, once. I mean, a likeable city. At the shore, it's definitely Alexandria, but only the first row. The first, you know, where they...
I think Alexandria is much more better in winter, not in summer at all.
Well, yes, because there's too much Cairo there.
Yes.
Far too much.
Summer, yes.
It's definitely the most picturesque, in my opinion, the most picturesque city. The other ones, Luxor has its charm, but again, only on the River Nile. Aswan has a charm. On the River Nile, the old houses, the old settlements which started in Zaman a long time ago.
Would you tell us more about this project and the business and how you passed the hard time with the Corona?
Well, Corona was a coincidence, like a volcanic eruption, like we have now in other countries, other places, and the earthquakes, floods, and all this. You have to overcome. Simple as that. So like we did here, I mean, we mainly, as we closed down, we started operating from my house for the resident people who didn't leave. and do home deliver. I was the chef, Miriam was the delivery boy. And so we did.
At that time you cook yourself?
Yes, like I do mostly here now. Today was a unique, you only see me this afternoon, which is very rare. I just had to have an extensive power nap.
Okay, very important.
Very occasional.
To keep going.
Yeah, because it was a long and not physically but mentally a very demanding week teaching.
You serve, as I noticed, you serve so many platters and recipes, but I know that all have your touch. Would you tell us about your recipes?
Well, the recipes is one thing. This depends on once when you make it. Before you start a menu, once you're straight sure that you have the right software, which I call human.
You are talking about that note. No,
this is
this is very.
It is old recipes which I basically learned with. What, 45 years ago. There's nothing new what we're doing here. There is no. But what you want to do is you want to do it correctly, and this is the challenge. And yes, it took us quite a long time to get the staff, which is basically all from the neighborhood, to understand what I want to do. So number one, before you make a menu, you need to know who is my staff, how capable are they, and if not, you have to teach them. And this takes time. So yes, I'd like to have different menus, some more complicated menus, but my team is not ready yet. That takes another maybe year, maybe 2 years to get them really solidified and have the right tools, the right equipment, the right storage facility, and all this is a chain event, chain reaction, and then after that the customer will get the benefits. You can't just say we make a menu and then we throw it into the kitchen and somebody will do something somewhere along the line. This doesn't work. It has to be quality of staff, trained staff, or make staff to be capable of doing the job you want them to do. Then all the tools and all the equipment, and then also your capacity. Well, how many dishes can I prepare in an hour? 200 or only 35? So the menu has to be accordingly.
One of the satisfactory that you give cooking classes here.
Yes, we still have now another class going, and I do another this next week. We're going to have a week break, which I expect my students to go home and study. And practical, because I want to see after a week teaching, I want them to study for a week, and practical and theoretical. And to come home, come back again the third week to show off what they actually did or how they improved. Because then I'm happy. If not, I'll tell them I'm not happy. And if there are some people, some young people who do not really improve, then I say, don't waste your money. Become anything else, but don't be a chef.
What's your plan, the next plan? Are you going to travel to another country, as you told me that you spend here 9 years right now?
29 years.
29 years right now. I heard it, it's 9. What's the upcoming? What's your next plan?
Hope I don't have to move again. I hope.
You don't have to?
I don't have to move again. I don't have to.
You don't?
I hope. If the authorities want me to leave, I have to leave.
No, of course they not.
But I'm saying this is circumstantial. You never know what's happened tomorrow. Tomorrow is the future, but the future is right now, so we never know.
Are you gonna expand the business here?
Yeah, we already have there a little extra room, which we're going to expand, especially for the winter season. Because winter here in the outside, outdoors
cold,
is,
yes.
well, cold. Cold, very cold is minus 20 degrees Celsius. We're not.
Compared to your
Yeah, so we're going here maybe to 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. And we also want to extend with the right team a longer shift instead of finishing at 9, maybe finishing at 10, 11 at night. So have a full restaurant operation. And this we need a chimney, which we have in there, a nice fireplace to keep people a bit warm. And of course, since there is no wind, it will be warmer in there. So yes, we want to cater for this as well.
Okay. Thank you so much for having us, and wish you the best, really. اهلا وسهلا، اسمك ايه؟
انا اسلام.
بقالك قد ايه بتشتغل هنا يا اسلام؟
هنا حوالي سنتين.
سنتين. انت اصلا خريج ايه؟
انا خريج كليه سياحه وفنادق جامعه الفيوم.
كويس، احكي لي بقى التجربه هنا عامله ازاي؟ التعامل اصلا مع اجانب، يعني انت الاونر نفسهم او اللي بيملكوا المشروع ده اجانب، قولي اتعاملت معاهم ازاي وايه اللي استفدته من خلال السنتين دول؟
استفدت كتير طبعا. احنا هنا اصلا في قريه تونس اصلا عايشين مع اجانب في القريه من زمان. فاحنا بنتعلم منهم من زمان من واحنا صغيرين. بس لما اشتغلت معاهم يعني في شغل هنا فيعني كانت تجربه افضل. اتعلمنا ازاي نهتم يعني بكل التفاصيل، ازاي
اظن الاجانب بيهتموا قوي بحكايه التفاصيل دي. يعني انت ممكن احنا نقول يعني مش مشكله، لكن هم بيلتزموا قوي. اظنك دي حاجه اتعلمتها مهمه.
يعني الحاجه بتعلمها منهم بتعلمها يعني كل تفاصيلها. يعني مثلا في السيرفيس بنهتم ان الجست كل التفاصيل مع النظافه اهم حاجه.
انا طلبت منه على فكره ان هو يقلع الكمامه، قال لي لا انا ملتزم جدا طول ما الجست موجود ما اقدرش اقلع.
لازم، مع ان احنا اصلا واخدين يعني الفاكسين بتاع
طعمته كلكم كويس قوي،
بس برضه احتياطي برضه.
برافو عليك.
فاحنا بنتعلم منهم بجد حاجه كويسه جدا. عادات يعني حاجه في يعني عادات بناخد منهم العادات الكويسه اللي هم بيعملوها.
قول لي الناس ابتدت تكتر تاني وابتدت ترجع تاني بعد الفيروس؟ انا عارفه ان انتوا قفلتوا يمكن 3 4 شهور.
فتره فيروس كورونا كانت الدنيا مقفله خالص، ما كانش فيه شغل خالص. بس يعني من الشغل بدأ يرجع تاني والدنيا تبقى كويسه يعني. وقريه تونس عامه يعني الناس بتحب تيجي لها في حتى ايام الفيروس كان يعني منعزلين في الفيلل وكده اللي هي البرايفت، عشان الناس عارفين ان هنا هوا جميل، الجو مفتوح كل يعني.
فده حاجه صحيه يعني.
بالظبط، يعني الناس بتحب تيجي هنا كتير يعني. حتى الصيف برضو كان في بعض يعني قبل كده الصيف ما كانش بيبقى فيه شغل خالص. ده يعني لحد ما في مش قوي بس كويس.
ازاي بقى بتهتم بالجست وبتقعده وبتبتدي تشوف عايز طلبات ايه؟ لو في حاجه مش عاجباه تتكلم معاه، بتعمل ايه؟
يعني هنا الجست اول ما بيجي المكان لازم نرحب بيه الاول طبعا، يشوف علينا الابتسامه حتى لو يعني الماسك مخبيه بس يعني بيلاحظها. نرحب بالجست يعني يقعد في المكان، فاول ما بيشوف اصلا الفيو الجميل ده فبيحب المكان. فبعد كده بنديله اهتمام في كل حاجه. بنهتم بنظافه الترابيزه، ازاي نقدم له الاكل بشكل كويس. طريقه التقديم برضو بتفرق مع الجست قوي طبعا، مع التاتش بتاع الشيف والجرنش وكل ده يعني بيخلي الجست يحس بالراحه اكتر والمكان
انا شايفه في قاعده تحت كمان بتولعوا فيها نار.
هي في الشتاء عشان الناس يعني
مجموعه بيقعدوا
بالظبط بيحبوا قوي القعده دي عشان يعني تطلع البحيره وفيها قعده نار
وبيبقى زي يعني علامه مميزه. الفيوم كلها كده، في حتت كتير قوي بيولعوا فيها نار وبيقعدوا حواليها.
الفيوم كلها كده يعني كلنا شبه بعضنا قوي في الشغل. واحنا هنا في المطعم يعني احنا مختلفين شويه عن قريه تونس. قريه تونس يعني بتشتغل كلها حمام بط،
الاكل اللي المصري.
فهو يعني حتى لو احنا مختلفين، احنا تجربه لان الشيف سويسري فالاكل بطريقه مختلفه شويه. بس لو
ان هنا في سويسريين كتير بيجوا هنا.
هي القريه اصلا يعني اكتر حاجه فيها السويسريين عايشين معانا من زمان.
لازم الاكلات بتاعتهم تبقى موجوده
زي مدام ايفلين واحنا مثلا حتى لو حد يجي لنا وبقى حابب يجرب الاكل البلدي وكده فبنبعته لاماكن ثانيه في القريه مفيش مشكله يعني.
انا بشكرك شكرا جدا.
عفوا.
الغريب بقى هنا ان اي مشروع بتشوفه سواء اوتيل سواء مطعم او اي حاجه تلاقي دايما في اوضه كده او في مكان بيبيعوا فيه المنتجات بتاعتهم الفخار الحلوه دي. احنا معانا محمود. ازيك يا محمود؟
اهلا وسهلا بحضرتك.
احنا متعودين نشوفك لما بنيجي الفيوم، بس احكي لنا الاول يعني الحاجات الحلوه دي. انا شايفه في تطوير، يعني الحاجات اللي انتوا ابتديتوا تعملوها اولا بتخدم طبعا على المطعم، وفي نفس الوقت الناس اللي بتيجي تزور بتيجي تشتري من عندك حاجات، صح؟
ده صحيح، يعني دايما بنحاول نطور ونعمل حاجات جديده وحاجات تمشي مع الموضه ومع
الترند بقى اللي موجود وكده.
بالظبط.
يعني شايفه في صواني اهو،
في صواني، في اطباق الاكل باشكال مختلفه، يعني دايما.
انت مين اللي علمك اصلا؟
اللي علمني مدام ايفلين.
هي نفسها اللي علمتك؟
ايوه.
من كام سنه بقى وانت شاطر في الحاجات دي؟
يعني انا اشتغلت معاها من وانا عندي 9 سنين.
طب برافو عليك. بس كانت بتعلمكم حاجات جديده، لان انا شايفه في حاجات جديده. يعني ايه الاناناس دي مثلا؟ دي ايه يعني؟
عباره عن فازه صغيره.
حلوه قوي. تحط فيها مثلا ورده او كده. حلوه قوي، جميله. وايه تاني؟ وطبعا الحاجات اللي هي بتاعت الشاي.
ايوه، ده براد شاي بالطقم بتاعه. ودي
انت اللي عامل كل الحاجات دي لوحدك؟
كل الحاجات دي احنا 4 بنشتغل مع بعض.
4 مع بعض؟
ايوه
كويس.
دي كلها يعني مثلا في ساعات ممكن نعمل طقم كله على بعضه. دي علبه للعسل
بتاعت السكر، عسل. ايوه صح.
دي للعسل، وده البراد بتاع الشاي، ودي الفنجان القهوه والطبق بتاعه.
قولي، الدنيا ابتدت تشتغل كويس بعد الكورونا؟
ابتدت بقى الموسم بتاعنا يبتدي بقى دلوقتي.
ناس كتير بتيجي المطعم وفي نفس الوقت بيجي يدخلوا يبصوا على الحاجات اللي عندك ويشتروا منها.
بالظبط. ايوه الحمد لله.
والاسعار اظن معقوله مقارنه ببره.
معقوله. ايوه معقوله خالص مقارنه بكل الحرف اللي موجوده او المنتجات. اسعارنا معقوله يعني.
فكر توسع بقى هنا المكان
ان شاء الله. ايوه ان شاء الله قدام شويه ان شاء الله.
بس جميل قوي، السقف كمان معمول حلو. شكرا يا محمد.
شكرا لحضرتك، الله يكرمك.